Welcome back to another video in this year's Garden Ready for Summer series. In today's video, I'm going to be adding some new festoon string lights to the garden. The lights that we previously had installed in the garden unfortunately broke and they weren't fixable, so I got some new ones. The new ones that I ordered are actually quite a bit longer than the old ones, so they're actually going to run further around the garden and down the passageway. The old lights plugged into this outdoor socket, then they ran up the garden, across the garden room and then back down the fence on the other side of the garden. Because these new ones are quite a bit longer, they're going to start at the front of the house in the passageway, which is where we're going to start this job. I'm drilling a hole through the wall from the inside of this cupboard to the passageway. We already had an Ethernet cable that goes through the wall here, but the hole wasn't big enough for both wires, so I had to drill a second one. I could then go out into the passageway and thread the light cable into the cupboard where it will be powered from. You can see the Ethernet cable running up and along the top of the wall. I could then go along the passageway and across the back of the house, drilling 6mm holes for the wall plugs and hooks to be mounted. The hooks screwed in and then the lights hang from these. I can then move along the side of the outbuildings and I'm cable tying the lights to the guttering brackets. With the old lights, they just continue down the garden along the fence. But with the extra length of these new ones, I could do a loop around the new shed too. For attaching these, I'm using some strong self-adhesive hooks and then I ran the string lights around each corner. I cleaned the surface with some alcohol first and I'd usually heat the pads and the surface, but it was quite a sunny day, so the surface was nice and warm already. Once the lights were back to the front corner of the shed, they could go back over to the outbuilding and then drop down onto the fence. The fence already had hooks from the old lights which were just screwed into the fence panel. I ran the lights along the fence until the top log store and then around the log store and back onto the fence. The lights then go up onto existing hooks on the garden office and back down the other side of the garden along the fence. The lights extended slightly past the end of the fence, so these extra few feet were attached to the fencing that covers the oil tank. And then that was job done. A pretty easy and cheap job to do. I think the lights cost around £40 or £50, but they completely transformed the look of the garden in the evening. I'll leave a link in the description to the lights that I bought if you're interested in checking them out. I love how they look against the bricks, and we now have some nice subtle lighting along the passageway to replace the harsh LED sensor light which was previously there. If you've enjoyed this video, please do subscribe to the channel. My aim is to try and hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so I'd really appreciate it. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.